I want to talk a little bit about prospecting today, but before I get into that, I want to share a little story with you. This is Bob. Well, that's not his real name, and quite frankly, this isn't a real picture. This is Dali's representation of one of my college roommates. And kudos to Dali for absolutely nailing that extra long twin size mattress that we had in our dorms. I don't know if that was your experience, but we had the extra long beds in our room, apparently for people who were taller than me. But this is Bob. And Bob looks like a good guy. Bob looks friendly. Bob looks like you could have some laughs with him. Bob's got his hand out for a reason, because one of the prompts that I did give Dali was based on one of the things that Bob is notorious for having said, at least when you talk to the rest of my college roommates and those that we, still stay in touch with. But one of the things that we always laugh about when we think about Bob was when he came in one day and said, "Hey guys, you got anything I can have?" Wasn't, "Hey, things are tight till my next check. I get paid on Friday. Working hard. Can you spare a pack of ramen, or can I bum a beer off you, or whatever it was." It was, "No, got anything I can have?" And before I move on to the prospecting lesson, I want to be clear. Bob is a good guy. We had a lot of laughs. We've lived with him for 4 years. I mean, he's not someone that we were really getting ready to kick out of the club or anything, but he was just a little uncouth with some of the stuff that he did. We keep tabs on him, and today he's a PhD. He's teaching people. He's living a fulfilling life, and more power to him. But got anything I can have just kind of sticks with us, and we chuckle about it. But before you just think this is a cute story, I want to remind you that that's exactly what you sound like to your prospects when you're on the phone. It's exactly what you sound like to your prospects when you send a mass email, when you send a LinkedIn message that, comes 15 seconds after I connect with you and you ask me if I'm interested in buying a franchise, or if I'm interested in taking a look at a different IT service provider, or you're asking me if I need marketing services or website design or whatever. I literally got I got a message from somebody on LinkedIn that listed 9 bullet points of all the things that they could offer and asked me if I needed any of them. You got anything I can have? Now, I want you to think about how you can do this differently, because I want to give you kudos. I want to give you props. I want to commend you for actually doing the work, because selling is all about execution. Those who do the work will be much more successful than those who only occasionally do the work, even if that occasional work is perfect, like that representation of the long mattresses, right? But I want you to think about how you could be a little better, how you could be a little bit more concise, how you could lead with the prospect in mind instead of their pocketbook in your mind. I've been saying this for a while, but the state of the art of B2B prospecting, and hey, maybe got anything I can have, works when you're calling on customers directly time after time after time. Maybe you're calling on somebody you're calling on enough people where that will work often enough for you that you can make a living. That's great. But if you're in a B2B setting and you're borrowing a B2C tactic, that is probably where you're missing. But in a B2B motion, we want to start conversations about the problems our prospects are having. Those conversations about their problems will lead to conversations about solutions, during which maybe your solution comes up if it's the right fit. And ultimately, those solutions-oriented conversations will lead to sales conversations. Now, before you get all upset with me and say, "Jeff, why are you asking me to extend my process from 1 call to 3? No. I'm not saying those can't all happen in one call, in the same call, but what I'm saying is you have to at least segment the phases of that conversation so you can lead your prospect on that buyer's journey that you've been talking about but haven't understood for the last 10 years. People have problems. The people you're trying to reach have problems. 40% of your market is problem aware, but only 3% of your market is ready to buy right now. Why are you not starting the conversations with the big mass of individuals that you can actually influence rather than hoping you're reaching the 3% that already have their wallets open? Plus, think about what that means to our profession. Think about what that means for the respect that people have for the work that you do. Picking up the phone and talking to strangers, sending emails to people that you don't know, that's scary work. It's hard work. It's full of rejection. It's full of dissatisfaction. It's full of frustration. Why aren't you putting yourself in a position to start meaningful conversations that might lead to sales, but at the very least will lead to you learning something, which will make you better equipped to have the next conversation? See, even in those failures, you're getting better. You're improving. You're making yourself more likely to make the next sale. So I want you to evaluate your scripting. I want you to evaluate your talk tracks. I want you to look at the emails that you're sending. I want you to listen to the voicemails that you're leaving. I want you to think about yourself as the person on the receiving end of those. And I want you to think, wow, is this person looking to actively talk about my problems? Or is this person just trying to sell me something because they are assuming that I have the problem that they can solve, and they're cutting right to the chase? When we go from problem-centric conversations to solutions-oriented conversations to sales conversations, most people are skipping those first two steps and going right to the end. What would happen if you started over here? Would you have more discussions? Would you learn more? Would you have a better reputation in the field? Would you be better able to have further conversations in the future? Would you be better able to earn referrals and the other types of recommendations that could come from people even when they don't buy from you? Would you just have a better reputation as a trusted advisor and maybe get a better pickup rate and a better recognition rate when your email lands in their inbox? Got anything I can have? Not a great strategy. You're doing that more often than you think. I want you to take a look at it. It's probably reflected in your results. If you're already doing the work, at least make sure you do it well.